So we will be starting today's class. I am audible. So today we will be learning about the front end. In the previous classes, what we have done, we have created multiple, we have created the application with some JDBC connection, or we can say we have created an application with database structure. We have created using repository, Maven repository. We are creating a repository using JPA. We are creating services. We are also creating some entities, and we have created some controllers. Using those all of these things, we have created a system where we can get our APIs. After that, we have also added some authentication methods, or we can say security, using Spring Security JPA. We have also added authorization in the last class. Clear? So from today's class, we will be working on the front end part. We have already worked on the backend part. Now we will moving to the from today's class, we will be moving to the front end part. Why we need front end? Why we need front end? We need front end to connect our backend APIs to some UI. We need front end to connect our backend APIs to some UI, where user directly access the data, manage the data, or interact with the data. Correct? So using UI, it will be convenient for the user to manage or interact with your website or your application. You directly, before it, what we are doing, we are creating a Swagger API, or we can say we are using Swagger UI. So it is also a UI. Swagger UI is also an UI, and in that UI, what we are doing, we are just accessing the APIs. We are getting list of our APIs, what we have created inside our application, and using that UI, we are giving some input. Then we are executing that API, and we are getting some response. Correct? That's how we will connect, or we can say communicate with our APIs. Now, to make the user experience better, we need a proper UI like something where user can enter the password. Login form, for example, we have seen the login form. Correct? We have added a login form, or we can say we have seen the login form from this JWT security, Java security. Java Spring Boot security provided us a login form. In that login form, we have username, we have password. When we are adding that data and pressing the sign in button, it is logging us to the application. Clear? So that is also an example of API UI. So to create any UI, what we need? What we need? HTML file. What is HTML? Whenever we have to represent something over browser, we need a HTML file, because our browser only understand Java, JavaScript, HTML, or CSS. Our browser cannot directly understand the Java files. We can also use like something like servlet, and there are other Java methods as well, which we can use to create an UI. But our browser mostly know about the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay. So what is HTML? What is HTML? If we say what is HTML here, HTML क्या होता है? It's a hyper text markup language. Our HTML is hypertext markup language. Is a markup language used to define the structure and content of web pages. It is a markup language used to define the structure and content of web page. We can say is used to define structure and content web page. Clear? Why we use Java HTML? HTML is used to define the structure and content of web page. Clear? After that, we can say HTML equal to skeleton. What is skeleton? What is skeleton? We have skeleton is a like what we can do skeleton. HTML work as a skeleton for our website. Like a human body have a skeleton, then a structure. Correct. If we will look into the human body also, we have human inside human body. We have flesh, then skeleton, then organs. Right. So similarly, we have also a skeleton for our website, which will create a structure and maintain the structure for our website using the HTML file. Similarly, हमारे पास क्या होता है वेब पेज HTML then structure. So what does HTML create? We have HTML. We know that our HTML work as a skeleton. Then what does HTML create? What does HTML create? क्या क्या हो सकता है हमारे पास HTML में? We have heading, paragraph, image. We can add image as well. We can have link, and we can have button. We can have form. We can create form using HTML. Also, we can have table, and we can also have some list using HTML. Or we can say, what does HTML create? It can create headings, paragraph, image, link, button, form, table, list, etc. Correct? So in today's class, we have two things like HTML and CSS. So what is CSS now? What is CSS? Cascading style sheet. We can say we have CSS. So what does CSS do? We have HTML, then we have CSS. So HTML provides us a skeleton. Then CSS, what is the use of CSS? To style the document, or we can say to style the our web page. To style our web page, we use CSS. So if we say we have a building, correct? If we have a building, and in that building we have a HTML is a structure. In that building, HTML is the building structure, right? Uh, then CSS will be the paint of that furniture, lighting, and decoration. So anything we use for like we are creating a building and we have created an structure using HTML. After that HTML, to renovate that place or to design that place, we will use CSS. Similarly, in website, we have a structure using HTML. We will create HTML structure. Then on that HTML structure, we can apply CSS. We can provide like using CSS. What we can do? We can add color. We can add size. We can also add fonts. Then we can add spacing. We can also create layout. Using CSS, we can add colors, we can add size, we can add font, we can add spacing, then layout. So HTML is the building structure and CSS is the paint, furniture, lighting and decoration, we can say. So I will comment it out as well. So let's create our index. Inside this index.html file, we will create our first HTML body, or we can say we will create first HTML structure. So in this we will see index.html. For any HTML file, we have to provide the extension as .html, and this is the normal structure of our HTML file. What is this doc type HTML? What this doc type HTML do? It tells our browser that document uses modern HTML. We can say tells browser that this document uses modern HTML. Clear? What does this doc type HTML tells? It tells that it tells browser that this document uses modern HTML structure. Then what we have head. After that we have head here. What is the use of head? Inside this HTML, inside this HTML tag, what we had? If we see, after that doc type tells our browser that this document is a HTML structure. We have created an HTML tag here. We have created an HTML tag here, and inside this HTML we have provided two things. One is head, second one is body. We have provided two things here. One is head, second one is body. So what head contains, or we can say what this head contains? Head contains info about the page that isn't normally displayed as displayed as page content. So what is the difference between page content, or we are saying that we are display some data which is not on our page content? So where it will be? It will be in the meta text. We can say this data stores in the meta text. Or we can say we are storing metadata of our HTML file. So what is the metadata? Metadata is the like title of our HTML file, or we can say it can have viewport, E2F8, and we can also provide some SEO properties inside our meta text, inside our head. Then we got body. Inside this body, what we have? Our body contains what? Body contains the content visible on the web page. So anything we insert inside this body, it will be visible to our web page. Clear? Like what we can insert inside this, what we can insert inside this body? First is h1. We can use h1 tag. What is the meaning of this h1 tag? If I write hello here, then what it will mean? What it will show to our website? if we run this program, or we can say if we open this on the browser, then what it will show? What we will do? If we write hello here, then what it will create? H1. What we are doing, first we are starting this tag. Using this H1 tag, what we are creating? A heading. Here what we are creating? We are creating a heading. So in this H1 we have multiple kinds of headings, like what? H1 tag. Inside heading we have H1, H2, S3, dot dot dot, H6. We have these 6 tags for the H heading. So inside heading, what we can have, like heading can be small, large, greater than. Like if we use H1, then we got the large heading. Then we use H2, then it can be small. Then S3, then S6. So it will be reduced in the size when we move to the from H1 to S6. So to check this, what we will do? S2, my course, and after that I will use paragraph, and inside this paragraph I will write full stack. I am learning full stack. Then what we can do? How to open this file? If we go to here and inside this front end, if we open it, then what we are seeing here? We are getting heading H1, H2, S3, S6 as a small part. Why? Because here what we have done, we have just written it as a text, not using any tag inside it. We are not using any tag here, so it will show us as normal text data. After that we have used h1. So when we have used h1, then our data is coming in a large font. Then we have used h2, then it can be little smaller than this h1 tag and little bit less darker than this h1 tag. Then what we have written? We have added a paragraph. What we have added? We have added a paragraph here, and using this paragraph, what we are getting? When we are using this paragraph, we are getting a small letters line, or we can say normal line. Clear? So if we write h1, h2, h3, h5, h4, 6, similarly h3, h4, h5, s6, s6. So what we have done? We have written our my course and hello in the format of h1, h2, h3, and h4, h5, s6. So we have created each and every heading tag inside our HTML file. So let's refresh it. Now what we will see here, hello is larger, then my course is little bit smaller than that, then hello is more smaller than my course. So it is h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, and h6. So that's how our heading tags work here. Clear? And after that we have entered our paragraph here. So inside this paragraph we have written our paragraph as this. So paragraph got the small letters, paragraph got the small letters, then headings. Now If I say I have to create a link inside this, how we will create a link? Like here we have discussed, like inside the HTML, what we can create: headings, paragraph, image, link, button, form, table, list. So if we want to create a link inside it, how we will create it? If I write something like that, so what it will show? I I have created a link using href tag, and inside this, what we have done, we have created a tag using a tag and providing a href inside it. We are providing our URL inside our a tag, and after that, we have to create a widget website. We have added the text as widget website. Then we have closed our a tag. So how to close our tag? We use this sign forward slash. We used forward slash here. So if we save it and reload it, then we will see widget website button inside our, or we can say we are saying widget website link inside our HTML file in browser. Like if we trying to click on this, anything happening? Anything will be changed if we click how many times or multiple times on these things? No. But if we click on this link, what will happen? If we click on this link, what will happen? It will open the URL we have inserted inside this link. What we have inserted inside this link? Example.com. So it is calling this link directly when we are clicking on it. Clear? Then we have attributes. What are the attributes? What are the attributes? It provides additional info about HTML element. What it does provide? It provides additional info about HTML element. Correct? What our attribute provides us? It provides additional info about HTML elements. So how we will create an attribute inside it? Like we have created a and inside it what we have added? href. So what is this href? What is this href here? What is this href inside our a tag? Href is a attribute here. For example, href is a attribute. So we can say this href is providing an additional information about this a tag. Correct? When we have to add some extra information inside our tag, we just use attributes. So href is a attribute here, and we are passing it inside our a. Clear? Now how we will create image here? How we will use image here? Inside this, if we have to insert a image, how we can insert image? We can use image tag here. Correct? If we want to enter a image inside our program, what we can do? We just have to insert a image tag, and inside the src we have to provide the path of our image, and inside the alt we can provide a text which will be loaded if our network connection weaks, like student. And inside this href we can provide We can have any image inside our download folder. We can create a download folder, and inside that download folder, if I have provided some image inside it, we can directly get from there. But for this image tag, if we write something like this, it will search download images.jpg inside this jdbc connection folder, so it will not work. If we write dot dot, then we will go see a src, or we can simply go to the front end, and here I will add some image name as image 1.jpg. We can write our image link directly inside our src. Or what we can do, if we have an image, we will just copy it. We will copy this image link, and after that I will just enter this image link inside our src, and then save, go to this website, or we can say we will go to this front end. Here, see this, we are not getting any image for the student here. So what we are getting here, alt text, what we have written inside this alt text is visual there. We have created this alt text there, so this alt text will be visible there. So we will copy image address. So if we write our image URL correctly inside this src, then what we can get, we can get our image inside our web page. Clear? How we will use src, what is the use of alt, why we use alt tag? When our image was broken, then it is showing some title, and that title was coming from our alt text. Correct? Then how we will create a button? How we can create button? If we create a button like this, and inside this I will write login and save it. So if we created a button name as login, then what will happen? It will occur somewhere inside our program. So if we click on login, it will not change anything for now. It will not change anything for now. But whenever we add some functionality inside it, it will work correctly. Then we have list. Inside list, we have unordered list, ordered list. We have unordered list and order list. So what are the list here? What are the list here? If we are using a list, then what is the list we use here? One is unordered list, second one is ordered list. So unordered list में क्या होता है हमारे पास? We have to create an unordered list, and inside it we have to add li. I will create something like java, then another tag li spring, li, then we will add react here, li, and we will write react. So that's how we will create an ordered list. Inside an ordered list, what we have, we don't have any numbers. In unordered list we don't have any numbers, we just have dot, and that dot is representing a single attribute or single entity of that address or what we have here. Then we got ol. So if we just change a little bit inside it, if we write li same, and here I will write ol, then you will see the difference between both of them. Like when we have added unordered list, then inside this unordered list we didn't get any numbering, or we can say we are not getting any numbering here, correct? Then we have created a ordered list. So ordered list is starting from 1 and ending at 3, because characters are, or we can say we strings are same, and in a ordered manner. How we are getting data? In a ordered manner. Java, then we have tables. So how we will use tables inside Java's HTML? How we can create a table inside it? How we can create a table inside it? First, what is the table here? What is the table? What is table here? Don't say like chair and table. Inside this, we have a table different. Like we create a table using rows and columns. So how we will define a table? We will add table here, and एक टेबल को हटा देते हैं. If we have to insert some value inside it, what we can do, we will create a tr, and inside this th we will add our headings name. Then we have, first will be name, then course, after that course what we have, td numbers. Now if we have to add some number or get more number than their own, we have written a th course here, then we have written a td. Inside this td what we will write, we are creating heading using th. What we are doing, we are creating an heading here. Now we will create a next row inside it. We have created a one row name as tr here. Then we have created a next row. We have to create next row to insert the data. First, what we have done, inside this table we have created a tr. Inside this tr represent the table row. In this table row we are creating headings. Now we have to insert the data inside our table. So what we will do, first we will create a tr. So we will create a new row, and inside this row we will insert data. What we will do, we will insert data inside this next row. Java, then we will insert marks. So marks will be anything, and similarly we will copy this again, and we will change kill Java 90, save. After that If we refresh this page, we will get a table here. What we will get? We will get table here. So inside this table, what we have? Tr representing our table row. Then we have th representing our table headers, or we can say table headings. So inside this headings, we are seeing our heading in a dark and bold, and our rows, or we can say data, is in the normal structure. Clear? Is it clear how we will use trtd? How we can create trtd? Now we have created something like we have added some structure inside it. Now if we need a css, or we can say if we have to style it, then how we can style it? We have to create a new file here. Correct? So I will create a new file, style.css. Inside this style.css, we will write our styles. We will remove, or we can, how we will include our style.css inside our html. Like in java, what we are doing, we are just importing our, we are importing our one file into another. Correct? So how we will use this css inside our html file? We will use link css. So inside this link css, we have a attribute name as rel. So using this, we will provide it like a style sheet, because this is our style sheet. And for href, we will provide the url or file name which we have created. So we have created style.css, so it will be linked to our html structure. So what is css here? css क्या होता है? What is css? Cascading style sheet is used to control the presentation and appearance of our html element. Here what we have done, we have created h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, h6. So I will remove extra things here. Then I will also remove this line. So if we see here, what we have hello, then my course, then I am learning Java full stack. Then we got some unordered list, then we got some ordered list, then we have a table. Clear? Now we will try to target some headings or some data to convert it into the style component. So component, we can directly target our components. We can directly target our tags. So this is the HTML tag h1. I will write something like color. Uh, which color I will use? Blue. Okay. I have use the color blue. So if we refresh it, now see our h1 tag, inside our h1 tag we have written hello, and for that hello, what will happen? When we have styled our hello as blue, we have added a color blue inside our hello. So our blue color is applied on our hello heading. So if we repeat this multiple times, if we create multiple headings with same tag name as h1, so when we try to create a hello h1 tag multiple time, it will, this style will apply on each and every h1 tag inside this file. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, any number of times. So whenever we write any h1 tag in this file, it will automatically apply the blue color on each and every heading. Why? Because we have directly targeted the h1 tag. Clear? So what is the syntax of our css? If we see syntax, what is the css syntax? One is like selector, and after that selector we have to provide property. We have to provide the property, then we have to add the value. So what is this selector here? H1 is selector, correct? H1 is selector here. Then property is color. We are modifying our H1's color. We are modifying H1 color. Then we are providing some value here. So value is blue. Clear? That's how we can target some heading, some index HTML tags and directly use them to style our data. Inside this, I will write font font size. Inside this, we can also add some font size here. So I have written 40 pixel here, and if I refresh this page, इसको रिमूव कर देते हैं. 40 पिक्सल की जगह इसको थोड़ा और बढ़ा देते तो डिफरेंस समझ आएगा. Now see, when I have added font size as 80 pixel, then what is happening? It is increasing the size of our headings. So we can maintain or add size, color, property like this inside our HTML tags using style.css. If we are using CSS, then we can also apply the style on our paragraph. We can also style our paragraph here, like what we will do, we will add some color on this. Like I have added red here. So if we refresh this, so our paragraph is looking like its color change from gray to red. Correct? Now what we are doing here, we are just using element selector. What we are using here, we are using element selector to apply the style on our HTML text. Next one is, we can also apply styles using class. How we will apply the style using class? On this UL, or we can say inside this paragraph, I will write a class, and this class is different from Java. Don't merge both concepts. We have different classes inside index.html, and we have different classes inside our Java. So in this index file, or we can say in the HTML file, we have got classes which is used to style our HTML text using create a call, we can say class selector. We can use as class selector. If I write IMP important, I have named our class as important for this paragraph, and if I remove this and write here important color, or something else, blue violet, so it will be visible more. Correct. So we can also apply our CSS styling using class selectors. We can also apply CSS styling using class selector. We have something as well named as ID selector. We can also provide the, like here button. I will give some ID here, and ID will be btn. I've created a button here, and on this button I have provided a ID. I have provided a id equal to button. So inside this, how we will target this button, how we will use this button to style our HTML. We use has id name, then after this id button name, color aqua. We can provide some padding 5, or we can also provide some simple, we will provide some padding and color only for our button. And not color, we will provide a background color for it. We will add background color. So in this login button, what we are getting, we remove this file for now. Our button getting filled with background color blue or aqua, correct? Similarly, we can use id selector to modify or style our HTML text. Now, what are the different CSS properties? One is color. We have already seen CSS property have a color. Using this color, we can change the text color, correct? Using this background color, we can change the background color of our file. If I write star background color bees, then save it, then what will happen? It will change the background color of whole page. Then we can also increase font size. We can also provide uh, font family. We can also provide font family like Times New Roman, Courier New, Impact, Georgia. We can provide any of the font family to our, like this. If we have provided Verdana, Geneva, Tahoma Sans Serif font family, then our font style will change. If I provide this in this star, then what will happen? Each and every font style will change. If we refresh it, then each and every font style will change in the entire file. Then we have text align. We can say center. So using this, we will align our text, or we can say, if I write it here directly inside our star, text align center, then save. Now see this, we have written text align here in center. Then what is happening? It is aligning each and every text into the center instead of this number and table. So we can also use text align center to align our element to the center, or we can also align our element end. If we align our element in the end, then it will move to here. If we write it like something, text align start, then it will move to the start of our web page. Clear? We can also provide border here. So if we write something table, or for this button, I will provide some border, and inside this border we will provide 1 pixel. 1 pixel will be the border height, or we can say border width. Then we will provide solid. So solid will be the border type. There can be grooved, there can be dotted, there can be anything. Like we can write groove, where we got groove, we will get dotted borders, we have other borders as well. So we will using solid here. Then we will add color of our border. Then we will save it. Now refresh this page. Now see this, a border added to our button here. In this border button, we are adding some border and it is applied on our this button. Clear? So that's how we can create a HTML page using CSS. We can style it. We can, if I use AI here, like what we are creating in the Java, we have created a student management page, correct? Inside the Java, we have created student management. So let's try some AI. If I ask Gemini here, write and style this page where we are displaying data in the form of using HTML and CSS. If we copy this, and replace our page, see this. So what is happening here? Now what is happening here? We have used AI to create a header here, and there is a login page, and we have added the login button here. Then we have my course, I am learning full stack Java development. We have added some categories like tags, Java, Spring, React using. So let's see what we have done here. What we have created a header. Inside this div, we have used a container. Inside this container, we have provided a header. In this header, what we have, H1 student management system heading. Then we have a div button. We have created a button here. So in this header, what we have a heading, then we have a button. After that, course summary card. Using this course summary card, we have a card. Inside is my course, I am learning full stack. Then we have created a UL list here. Clear? Then we have created a table here. Inside this table, we are creating some headings like student name, course enroll, marks. Then we are adding data inside this table. We are adding headings, table name, course enrolled, marks. Then we are inserting some data in the table rows. And here what we have done, we are not directly writing this into the style sheet. We have just added it here. So we can also do something like this, and we will remove this style from here, and instead of it we will use link CSS, and we will link our style CSS in the index.html. So nothing will change. Why? Because we have just separated our style from the writing directly into the header. We are just moving it to the separate sheet. Clear? So we have added some primary colors, primary hover. Then we have added some star. On that star, what we are adding, box sizing, margin, padding, font family. Then we have added a body. We have directly styling our whole body. So this body tag will be styled. Inside this, we are adding some background color, line height, then some padding. After that, where we have created a container, and this container we are providing max width. If we remove it like this and add 2000, then what will happen? If we write 2000, then it will take full width of our screen. What it will do? It will take full width of our screen. But if we write something like 1000, then it will take 1000 pixel width of our, it will only take 1000 pixel width of our screen. Then we have added some margin 0 auto, so it will apply auto margin. Then we have styled our header, we are providing display flags just in container. Then padding background, similarly we are adding cards, course list, we are assigning, or we can say we are styling our each and every tag to make our page look better, correct? So that's how we will use HTML CSS. So I think HTML CSS will be a basic thing we can use for today. In as tomorrow class we will see other things like how we will use this HTML CSS, or we will move to the JavaScript, because index jo HTML CSS have basic things like body structure. I have also discussed about the tags, how we will use headers, how we will use div, and how we will use headings, tags. We can, how we can use UL, how we can create a table using the index HTML. Clear? So we will be more focused on the part where we are interacting with our database, or we can say we are interacting with our Java code. So can be, it will be more easier for us. So from tomorrow class we will work on the JavaScript. What is JavaScript? We have learned about the HTML, we have seen the CSS part here as well, but what is the JavaScript? Currently if we trying to click on this button, we it cannot do anything. It cannot do anything. If we try to click on this button, it will not do anything. If we click on this visit website, it will not do anything. So to add the functionality inside our front end, we use JavaScript. We use JavaScript to add the functionality on our website. Clear? So this is the basic example of HTML CSS, how we can create a website using HTML CSS, or we can say how we can create a web page using HTML CSS. Clear? So end this class for today, and from tomorrow's class we will discuss about the JavaScript. Then we will move to the React as well, and then we will create a project using React JS. So React JS is also similar to the HTML, or but in React.js there are multiple other components, so we will focus on the that part more. Clear? So today's class HTML CSS is just only for the basics of HTML CSS. Clear? Thank you guys. Any doubt in this HTML CSS, or anything I have to need like anyone need explanation for anything else in HTML CSS? No one have doubt, then let's end this meet.